Hello, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, and today I'm going to tell you all about the Aliyah Mystery School. So I'm going to be telling you who this course is for, I'm going to explain to you what's in the course, and I'm going to explain how you can sign up if it's something that calls to you. All right, so the Aliyah Mystery School. Who is this course for? This course is for anyone who is following my material, who has watched my videos, read my blogs, been here for a while, been here for 5 seconds, been here for what used to be the Patreon, and you're really resonating with this message of getting off the self-improvement path and onto the self-love path. But you're wanting something more concrete than just the videos I'm putting out and the blogs and all that stuff. You're looking for, how do we actually do this? How do we transition from people who are deeply conditioned by society, by our caregivers, by everyone, that when we are in pain, there is something wrong with us and that we're broken in some way and that we need fixing, into the kind of people who can understand that we are not broken, we are not bad, we are not shameful. We have patterns, we have ways we've learned to be, we have misunderstandings, we have coping mechanisms, we have conditioning, and that finding a life that feels good, finding healing, finding growth, finding how we can support ourselves through this life experience is all about learning who we actually are, what's going on inside of us, and how to show up for and support who we are. Okay? This is about learning how to get on your own side. This is about learning how to understand how your body speaks to you. This is about learning how to connect with deeply your emotions and your thoughts, and how to disconnect your perception from what you were trained to believe reality is telling you to what reality is actually telling you, and how you can work with that to find a life that works for you. All right, so this course is broken down into 4 sections. You get the intro course right here. You get the deep tissue cleansing course, the process of awakening, and living in reality. So these are 4 different courses that you will self-pace work yourself through. Each one of them, so the deep tissue cleansing, the processing of awakening, and the living in reality are both 1-year courses each. So there's a lot of material, but again, you move through it at your own pace. So when you first log in, you're going to see the intro course, and this is really just about giving you some basic understandings of where we're coming from when we talk about the self-love path. So these basic tools of shifting from self-improvement and trying to fix yourself to trying to understand yourself and support yourself. That's what this is. And you're going to find in each section that you get videos. Okay, so most of them are videos in the intro course. And that's what you're going to get, videos. And then there's more tools here. And then I will tell you about these things in a moment. Next, you're going to go to the deep tissue cleansing course. And this is the antidote to diet culture, in the sense that there are no meal plans. There's no specific way of eating that I prescribe that everyone is supposed to do. Rather, this course is about learning how your physiology works as an individual, how your individual biochemistry works, and how some basic understandings about how your organs work so that you can learn how to support your body where it is right now in the best way that you can, given what you have access to, right? So understanding that we don't all have the same physiology, we don't all have the same history, we don't all have the same budget, we don't all have the same access, we don't all have the same taste preferences, we don't all have the same moral and ethical understandings about food and what our bodies need and what they don't. And that is why the real key to learning how to support our bodies, and the real key to learning how to work with other experts and other information that is actually going to help us, is understanding how to listen to our own body signals and to know whether something is actually working for us or not, right? So this is about divorcing ourselves from the idea that there's a right way to do things, that there's a guru out there who has all the answers, and that if we just find the right thing or the right protocol, it's going to heal all of our issues. And rather understanding that the more we can tune into our own bodies, the more we can understand what's actually happening in our bodies when we take on certain diet techniques or healing techniques or cleansing techniques, to be able to tell if what's happening is actually a healing response, if it's actually supportive, or if it's just putting the body into stress and causing more damage than it is good. This is what we really want. We want to learn how to read the signals of our own bodies, how to be where we actually are instead of trying to force ourselves to eat a certain way or do a certain thing, thinking if we just try hard enough, it's going to make it better. And again, just really being empowered that we know how our bodies work. So we know what's going to work for us, what isn't going to work for us, and we know how to try things. We know how to understand the principle of things and how to adjust what we're doing to where we are. So taking on other people's protocols, other people's things that they're doing, but knowing how to adjust it to us instead of us trying to come to it. And then again, with this, you're going to get both written and video work. And it's important to understand that the written work is not just a transcript of the video, but it's different, okay? So there's a lot of information in here. Obviously, you can see this is quite the scroll. So it's broken into 4 sections. We're talking about foundational materials. We're talking about the practical of awakening in the body. We're talking about the practical of processing toxins, processing things moving through the body, and elimination. And we also are going to go into, the spiritual side of these things and how we can look at our physical bodies as metaphors for what's going on with us deeper. And again, it's just all about you learning how your body works, you learning the specific tools that work for you and that don't work for you, and how to adjust as your life changes, okay? The next course is the real deep self-love course. So if you've ever wondered, okay, how do I learn what my emotions are actually telling me? How do I learn where my coping, my numbing, my self-sabotage, all of these things are trying to help me and are actually good? And how do I learn what I actually want and what I actually need? How do I learn how to get on my own side and make it so that my own love actually feels like something? I love the idea of this, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to implement these tools. I don't know how to get to a place where I actually feel like I can be on my own side, like I can problem solve, like I can have compassion for myself instead of feeling shame and guilt. That's what this course is all about. So again, it's a very long course. It's very thorough. It's very slow and methodical and step by step. So I teach you one step at a time how to be with your emotions. So I'm not just crashing you into, okay, sit down, meditate, feel your most deep, dark emotions, and get the message. It's very slow and it's very gentle. And again, same thing with looking at your self-sabotage and looking at your coping and all these things you have shame about. I'm not just going to be like, okay, figure it out. Why are you doing that? Where did you learn that in your childhood? Where did you learn how to do that and just stop doing that or find a better way? Rather, it's again, we're going to slowly and with compassion, very, very slowly, let the process unfold of understanding where our habits came from, why we do what we do, seeing the innocence in everything that we are, seeing how we were programmed and how we were hurt and how we were indoctrinated and how culture taught us these things and how caregivers taught us that and how we're trying to live up to all these expectations and how we can start to untangle ourselves from that. So this is the real deep course on how to connect with your own emotions, your own guidance, and to really understand where you came from and why you're doing what you're doing and why all of it is innocent, and then how to support yourself in finding new, better habits that are going to work for you better than what you're doing right now, okay? So again, this course is going to contain a lot of written work, so there's a whole bunch of just written material here, and then you get videos for that written material, and then we have both written and video work here, learning again deeply about scapegoats, self-sabotage, coping mechanisms, and then learning these techniques for how to show up for yourself. So meditations, guided practices, journaling practices to just really help you get to know yourself and your emotions and the patterns therein so that you again can show up for yourself in a better way and stop trying to fix yourself and start understanding why you're doing what you're doing, what you actually want, what you actually need, what hurt you in the past, and how to be supportive of the person that you actually are right now, okay? And then the final course, we're going to take a look at systems. We're going to take a look at society. We're going to start to take it from just how we were programmed in our families and what we feel like we need to do to be good enough for the people around us. And we start to look at how society is set up, how culture is set up, and how the indoctrination of shame and guilt and you not being good enough is a manipulation tactic that keeps our economy going, that keeps our ways of consumption and production going, that don't actually serve the human being. And this is really deeply about getting to that point where you realize that there is nothing wrong with you, that you are not shameful, you are not broken. If you're not able to make it work in our system, it's not because you're not good enough, and it's not because you're failing. It's because our systems really aren't set up for us to thrive, right? So this course is really going deep again into, now we know how to show up for ourselves. Now we know how to be on our own sides. Now we know how to listen to our emotions and listen to our bodies. So what does this mean practically for our lives? How do we find ways of working, ways of relating to others, ways of moving and existing in our bodies that actually work for us, instead of trying to fit ourselves into the boxes that culture tells us we have to fit into to be good? And it's really about deeply understanding this idea that the more we can understand that fitting in and trying to be what everyone else wants us to be isn't the answer, and the more we can understand that that first program we got as children was, if I am approved of by my caregivers who have access to everything, I will be safe. And if I am rejected, I will not be safe. And how that has tied in to every time we feel pain, every time we're suffering, we automatically go into shame and guilt and trying to fix ourselves, because that first program was, the reason you're in pain is because you're not being accepted. And then we look out to culture and we say, what do I have to do to be accepted in culture? And we just drive ourselves over and over and over again into ways of being that don't work for us, because of that deep programming condition that I'm in pain because I am broken and it's because I'm not fitting in. That is what we want to really understand in ourselves and be able to deconstruct. So that's what this whole course is about. It's about deconstructing basically your entire life so that you can find new ways of being that are actually going to support you. And again, right, then you're no longer susceptible to all the self-help, spirituality stuff that's all about fixing you and changing you and trying to make you better when you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You are an individual who has a way of being that's going to work for you. And this school is all about teaching you how to figure out what that is. All right. Now, with the intro course, you're going to see that you're also going to get access, very first thing, to the Facebook community. So the Facebook community is here. And in the Facebook group, we have all the members, and you can post your comments, you can post your questions, you can post what you're going through, and it's just a really great place to connect. So you don't feel like you have to go through this work alone. You don't feel like you're just thrown into the deep end. And I am in that Facebook group. I am there to answer your questions. I'm there to process with you whatever you're kind of coming up. And again, the group is meant to be kind of like a fostered learning environment for all of us. So we all post in there what we're going through and what we're thinking about and what we're working through, and everybody is there, and it's just really, really supportive. It's super, 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 super monitored. Like, there's never any name calling or abuse or anything, nothing like that. I've never had anything like that, so I wouldn't worry about that. And then also in here, we have our monthly meetings. So we actually have a live call once a month with me, where again, I'm there to just answer your questions, to go deeper on topics that you guys want to go deeper on. And so if you used to be in the Patreon, this is basically what this has turned into. And then with that, you get access to all past meetings. So every meeting that we have is recorded. And then you can find all the meetings in a Facebook or in a YouTube playlist. So you can go back through all of that. So there's literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of video content in the course. There's obviously novels worth of written work, and you get community support. So that is the course. So hopefully that let you know what that is. And basically, just to sign up, there's a link in the description of this video where it can take you to sign up, and the course is $15 a month, which you'll see here. And again, I offer a 100% refund policy, no questions asked. If you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, no problem. You can cancel anytime. There's no minimum requirement. It's literally just $15 a month. You can quit whenever you want. I'll give you a refund if you don't like it. And other than that, I think that's all you need to know. So thank you for watching. I hope that was a clear enough explanation, and I will see you when I see you. Bye.